What's up, people? Welcome back to the survival series. We're here on 1.16 and we are back for episode 6 here. So currently I'm making up some water breathing potions right now. Let's actually throw that guy in there because we are going to go conquer a sea monument. Really excited about this guy because I do want to get the dark prismarine blocks so we can build a roof of a house because I wanted to use them over on that guy because the white concrete goes super good with dark prismarine, but we obviously didn't have them. So we're going to be building up another house today and we are going to be using the dark prismarine. Besides that, in between episodes, I decided to try making ourselves a little bit of a pathway here because currently we have no path over there and there. That house we built last episode with a super cool library in the bottom if you want to check that out. That would be in episode 5, but I'm not really loving how this path turned out. It kind of just rotates between path block, coarse dirt, grass, and then we use like cobblestone and stone as like the stepways up the little hillsides. But since I don't like this path that much, we might actually tear this guy up and try a different look, which would be, I want to say it's brown concrete powder and coarse dirt. Looks super good next to each other, but it might be a little dark and it might blend in too much with the spruce wood and the dark oak that we're going to be using today. So we might try something different, or I might just expand this guy out a little bit more and see if it looks better on a bigger scale. And if we have enough time today, we're going to be doing a bunch of terraforming, but that's only if we have enough time. I don't know how long this is going to take to conquer the sea monument, but if we do, we're going to be adding like another one of these cliffs above over there. We're going to go like 4 or 5 blocks back and then have another cliff going up, and then the top is almost going to be like a plateau. And I don't know what I'm going to do up there yet. I might do an entrance to kind of like a mine shaft idea I have to have our storage room and everything in, but that's for a later episode. So I got ourselves these 6 water breathing potions set up, all 8 minutes long, and now we're going to make ourselves some invisibility potions so we do not get killed by the guardians. Those guys do a bunch of damage down at the sea monument, and they're really hard to fight underwater, and my sword isn't the greatest. If I had the sharpness 5 on it, it would be a lot easier. And there's our invisibility, and let's add some redstone dust to turn those into 8-minute long ones. But like I was saying, if we had sharpness 5 on it, it would be a little better. And we do have a sharpness 5 book actually, but since I named this guy, I'm pretty sure I can't add anything to it. It's completely like finished off, and it's an alright sword. It's really good for killing skeletons, but besides that, not really good for anything else. And the invisibility potions are finished, so we should be all good on potion wise. I kind of went a little overkill. I don't know if we need that many water breathing, but I do want to do a lot of collecting down there because I want to get that dark prismarine, because we are not going to be setting up a farm this episode. Not the easiest things to set up, and they take a lot of time. We should have everything we need for the sea monument, but I'm going to come down here real quick and do some trading because we do have mending on the pickaxe. So I'm going to get this guy kind of regened back up because I do not want it to break while we are down harvesting some blocks. And just like that, our pickaxe is fully regened back up. Mending is amazing, and same with using mending with villagers. It makes it even better. But we're actually going to hop out in the boat, and I got to go find ourselves a sea monument. So I'm just out looking for an ocean monument right now, and we were passing by this dark oak forest, and I thought might as well just get out and collect some of this stuff up because we are going to need it later in the episode. And the current dark oak forest I've been going to is like 4,000 blocks away in the other direction, and this is probably only like 2,000 blocks away. So good to know that this guy's here. I'm going to grab a few stacks and then keep looking for an ocean monument. So I got way more than we'll need of dark oak. I got 5 stacks of it, which is plenty, but I'd rather have more than we actually need because if we did run out, that would not be fun to have to come all the way back here, get more dark oak, go back, and then continue building the house. But I'm going to keep looking for this ocean monument. Now I know swamps are probably one of the most hated biomes in the game, but when you have Optifine downloaded, you can actually turn swamp colors off, and that's pretty much just making the swamp like this color right there, like that super dark ugly green. And when you turn it off, it makes the swamp look so cool. Like, I would not mind building in a biome like this. I think it's just really nice with the hills, how low it gets down and the water running through it. I think you could do some really cool things with this guy. Roughly 5,000 blocks and about an hour of traveling around, we have got ourselves an ocean monument. Now I know this may seem a little bit wasteful here, but we're going to build a pillar up using the dark oak we gathered earlier. So we have a spot to place a bed down because I do not want to die all the way out here because we will 100% lose every single thing we have on us if we die all the way out here. So we are now entering into the temple, and just a little quick note, if you have your armor and stuff on, guardians still can't see you. I don't know if you have something in your hand because I do have a torch right now and they still don't see me. So we're going to get looking through here, see if we can find them Elder Guardians and collect ourselves up some of this good old black prismarine right there. So we got ourselves our first Elder Guardian of the monument, and we got to be careful here because we don't have our armor on, and these guys have the thorns effect, so when we do hit him up close, he's going to do damage to us, and it does a heart and a half, with normally when we would have armor on, it would do like maybe half a heart. So we just got to be a little careful here, but let's just spam click this guy, and I'm very glad I brought some invisibility potions, and I also brought them water breathing potions. Water breathing potions are like a must when you do these guys, but invisibility not necessarily, but I would definitely recommend on using invisibility potions. And there we go. We got our first guy taken out, and did we lose the sponge? No, we did not. So we got our first sponge of the series, and hopefully we can find a few sponge rooms in here, because I do want to do some clearing out and maybe empty this whole area out like most people do. But we're going to continue on and try finding the other two Elder Guardians. And we have ourselves our next Elder Guardian. So this would be the second one. We have one more after this guy, and since the two guys that we've taken out, or the one over there was on the side and this one's on the side, so that means the next one should be at the very top. And I also just remembered that when their little thorns are out, that's when it gives you a thorns effect. So you want to hit them when their thorns are completely in, like how it is now. But when they're like that is when they do some damage to you. So let's keep spam clicking this guy. See, he's going to do some damage right there. Probably going to do another little bit of damage. We got to just keep hitting them while they're in right here. Should be able to get these guys pretty quickly. I mean, they don't have like a crazy amount of health like a wither or a dragon. And there's the next guy. So we got two done. Time to go look for this third guy. We got our main treasure room. The inside of this guy should be filled with gold blocks. It's not going to be crazy helpful because we can go to the mesa and probably get that amount of gold in like 5 minutes worth of mining, but let's continue on and try finding this third guy. Now there is a way to kind of cheat your way through. Oh my gosh, and we got a sponge room, guys. Okay, so we got to remember that this guy is right off to the side of the treasure room, but like I was saying, there is kind of a cheaty way to take these guys out. Is you can use TNT, and then you kind of like enclose the TNT so it doesn't get waterlogged, and you can blow holes through the sides because we cannot mine anything because we have a mining fatigue. But it's a cool little thing to know, but I do not like doing it very much because it kind of ruins the idea of these sea monuments. It kind of gets rid of like the hard part of them, and I really enjoyed the more adventure part of Minecraft. I think it's really nice. But let's look for this guy. And we've got the last and final guardian here. So let's take this guy out real quick. Come on, we just gotta take care of him. I'm gonna eat a golden carrot real quick so we regen our health a little bit. And then let's hit this guy because his thorns are coming out. Okay, they're out now. And let's just keep hitting them. Come on, put those thorns away, dude. I just want to take you out pretty easily here. Come on, don't get my health down too low. Alright, his thorns are in, so let's keep just hitting this guy. And that's our third guardian. So we got 23 seconds until we can actually start collecting some stuff, and I'm gonna get our last invisibility potion and our last water breathing potion set up here. Took me a pretty long time to actually find that final guy, but the first thing I'm gonna go harvest is that sponge room. We're down to our last few sponges here, and these guys are actually a pain to collect up. I actually had to run back over to our little like dock over there and grab ourselves a pair of shears, and I had to put my helmet on so we can get that aqua affinity effect, which I'm going to take off now since we don't necessarily need it. I'm just going to kind of like swim around the roof here because the sponges are like disappearing. It's kind of weird what's going on with them, but okay, now I actually got to put the helmet back on because we're going to start collecting up some of this dark prismarine, and let's just make it easy for ourselves. And that probably wasn't the greatest idea to break that guy open first, but let's see how quick we can get it without the helmet. And that's fine with me. We should be able to get a decent amount, and we don't need the invisibility potions the whole time. We just need them mainly while we were going through here trying to kill the Elder Guardians, so if we run out of those guys, we still have a bunch of water breathing. Now let's come over here and harvest our beloved gold blocks in here. Here we go. Look at these guys. There should be 8 in here, as I'm pretty sure, and I only saw 1 sponge room, which is fine with me. I think we got like 27 sponges. Let's look real quick. 33, which is perfectly fine with me. That is like a decent amount of sponges, and I'm planning on getting a few more of these sea temples taken over in the next few episodes. So we are making our final escape out of here. I think I got plenty of dark prismarine, just a little over 4 stacks, which is enough for me. We're mainly going to turn this stuff into stairs for the roof of the house we're going to be building in today's episode, but I also got to take a little screenshot of these coordinates because I do want to come back here and in a later episode maybe set ourselves up a prismarine farm. So we got a few extra spots to store some items, so I might actually jump back down there and get some just normal prismarine and prismarine bricks because I think those will be pretty cool to build a house out of. So I'm thinking the best way to harvest these prismarine bricks up is actually come under here so we do not get mauled by the guardians and just slowly take out these pillars. I mean, we're only going to be able to hold like 4 stacks, so we don't need a ton of this stuff, but definitely want to get a good amount so it can supply us for further builds. I think we got our inventory stuffed up enough of prismarine, dark oak, just kind of random stuff here and there. So we're going to actually say farewell to the ocean monument for now. We'll be back here soon for more blocks, but let's actually start heading back home on this 5,000 block journey. So I got all our goodies put away from our travels to the monument in the dark oak forest, and I was deciding on whether building the house up there or actually if we come over here and we continue on our little like streetway of having a house off to the left over here, which I think I'm going to end up doing, because now that I think about it, I think it would be pretty cool to do like a big mine tower right here. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but they're like big tall coal towers that have like almost like a crane dropping into the mine, and maybe if there's a slime chunk nearby that can like lead us to the slime chunk, because I do want to start getting a slime farm going, I think next episode, but that is going to take a lot of work, but it will have a very, very satisfying time lapse. But changing back to the topic we were on, I think I'm going to build the house somewhere right around here, because I think it would be cool to almost have like a big deck along here and then have the house built into the mountain a little bit, and it just continues on this little area of having a ton of houses right here. As we normally do when we build up a house, we will be throwing this guy into a time lapse. I will see you guys when this thing is complete. Definitely not the typical style we've been going with. Normally we've been just going like all spruce, maybe some oak here and there, like over in that guy on the top, but I decided to use a bunch of dark oak on this guy, which I think turned out super nice. I also think there's a good amount of detailing I could do to this place to kind of make it look a little bit better, but like I said, this thing is not the typical design we've been going with. For starters, I kind of built it almost on this like base platform because I think we're gonna have our chest room down here. I think it's a good spot. We can dig back pretty far, and I'm debating on doing an automatic sorting system or not. I mean, we probably could do it because the amount of iron that guy's producing over there, but I think it's a little too early on, and all the other resources as like the redstone or like the dispensers or comparators or just pretty much everything I don't think we'll have enough of besides the hoppers. But I'm pretty glad we used that dark prismarine up there. I think it gives it a really cool look, and like I said, up against that dark oak looks super good with dark prismarine. And then this gap might look a little funky right now, but my goal is I actually want to connect these two up, and then the river is going to kind of like run down the middle, and we're going to have a windmill or a water mill. I think we're going to do both. It's going to be like a windmill and then have a water mill at the bottom, something of that nature. On a different note though, this house has a ton of interior room space if I can actually like get through the door. But so that we can do 2 floors right here and almost like an attic up there. And then I already built the floors right here, so this is 3 floors. So if I actually come around the back side, which I did change this up a little bit. This used to be a window, but I turned it into a door to get up to the attic. So we have this room up here, and then there's a floor below it, which is right, if I can just drop down, and then a floor right here. So they're a little tight spacing in between them, but I think we can actually get some villagers in here. I don't know which ones I'm going to do, but I think we're actually going to have 2 different kinds of villagers within this building. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but up there used to be a little deck. I actually moved that over to right there, and I just did the kind of like fence design we did over there with a trapdoor on top of it, almost make it look like an attic window, something of that nature. Moving forward though, I think think I'm actually going to get these two little areas connected up because I think it'll make a really big difference, because I do think it looks a little bit funny right now, especially not having like any terraforming or pathway or anything going up the middle. So I'm going to get those guys connected, and then I might actually bring the river up a little bit more just to the base of kind of the wall we're about to form. So I'm just running down into our little strip mine down here because I need to grab some andesite, and I think we're going to actually have to do some strip mining soon because we're definitely putting a dent in our supplies here. So we might just run one of these real quick at the end of the episode, or we might do a little terraforming action. I haven't decided yet. So I think the slope is actually looking pretty good on this right here. I wish it was a little bit steeper, but we really can't do much about it because I already have this building here and that whole area finished up over there. But I do like what I did up here is that it almost like goes into the wall back there, and then we're gonna have it kind of carry up and throughout the mountain up there. To finish this guy off, we're actually just gonna come through with a little bit of bone meal and get some seagrass growing, add a little color to this place besides just blue and gray. Kind of looks a little odd, but I really like how this came out up here. I have the water flowing through pretty decently, and of course when I bone mealed that, it caused everything to make the same mistake it did before. It took me like 10 minutes to get this guy how I wanted it, but I guess we're just gonna have to deal with it for now. And I might just do some maybe andesite and cobblestone and just kind of wrap it around a little bit like that maybe. I don't love that look. I might actually change that out for a stair. I think a stair could look a lot better right there. With our remaining trapdoors, we're actually just gonna do a little bit of almost like a bridge going across this, and I want it to go right over this like falls type area where like I wouldn't call that a waterfall, but like the rapids, I guess it would be. So we're just going to come across, and we want to use the trapdoors, and I made a mistake there. Let's kind of fix that guy real quick. We want to use the trapdoors because it just floats right over the top of the water, and it's not like a full slab, because I think slabs can look good too, but for this application I kind of want to go something a little thinner. So we'll bring this guy out a little bit more. Maybe we'll take this one off. It makes it look a little funny, but I don't love that look right there. It looks a little flat. And I know that's why I'd use these, but maybe if I add this right there, it might change it a little bit. Yeah, you know what, I can deal with that. Maybe we'll do I have any fences on me? Okay, I have one fence right there. Maybe we can do a fence right there and then do I have the lanterns on me? Yes, I do. Throw a lantern on top of that guy, and then we'll do one on the opposing side. Let me make a fence real quick. All right, so I got the fence made up, and we'll just do it right there on the opposite side, just kind of diagonal, and I think that looks pretty cool. And then we can run the pathway up through here into here, and then you can cross over the bridge right here, and then you can run up this way, I think is the way we'll have it go. I still have yet to figure out a good way to get up on top of this little cliffside type thing, whatever it may be. We might actually have to take this out and just do like a staircase going up this, or like right up there. So I think this is going to be the pathway style we go with. It's just pathway and then oak logs, and we have some like fences along the side with lanterns on them. And we're going to stick with using the cobblestone and stone as like the little stepways up. And I got this part completed so far, and I'm really liking how it's turning out. So I was just going to give you guys a little like show of how I'm doing this. All I'm doing is I'm just taking the shovel and almost creating like a makeshift path for now, just kind of like in the direction I want it to be going. And then I'll do all of it in path, and then I'll come back through after and add the wooden planks. And just like that, we have a pathway that leads us all the way from down on the bottom docks all the way up to our brand new house. We cross over this little bridge right here over our new river. We have the pathway coming to the pumpkin farmhouse with the farming villagers in it. And then I carried it all the way up to the librarian house, which is perfect. It looks really cool. I really like the decision I made with going with the path and oak wood. I think it just blends very well, and I didn't want to go... There's a design where you use brown cement gravel or whatever it is. Yeah, I think it's brown cement gravel. And then you use coarse dirt, and it looks really cool, but the problem is I went really dark with a lot of these builds, and so I didn't want to use that because I think it would blend in too much, especially with the dark oak wood over here. I did want to work on this episode, and this is going to be our chest room, but I think we're going to do something else instead for the end of the episode. But yeah, the design we're going to go in here is kind of like the brick and granite design down on the house over there. So let's walk out. You can kind of see it if I zoom in right there. There's a brick, granite, and then terracotta design, and I think we're going to do that on the inside here, and we might make it almost like a bakery, but then also have it a chest room. I think that could have a pretty cool, like, quirky design to it. And from this view, I'm sure you can notice I kind kind of overhauled the lanterns. I think there's a bit too much of them. I really like how they look all together, but I think it's just a bit much, especially once we get more houses. There's going to be lanterns everywhere, so we might need to switch those out for like maybe soul lanterns. I think that might change it up just a little bit. Or we might need to add some torches in here and there, or do like hidden lighting with glowstone, or the new sea lanterns that we have, because we just raided that sea temple. We've been working in this area for a pretty long time now, and I kind of forgot about the melon and pumpkin farm being right here. So this thing should be absolutely insane with the amount of stuff we got. So let's check it out. We got one double chest, but this guy was already here pretty much. So let's move on to this one. We got a second double chest, almost 3, and then I think this one, I saw this one earlier, yeah, half a double chest. It's kind of weird how this works. It's like, I mean, I think all these hoppers are filling up. No, okay, so the bottom 2 are, but it's weird how it goes into this one and that one at the same time. It almost like splits them in between, but I'm super glad we moved it up here, so it's actually easy to get to these guys. But soon we are going to need to extend this all the way out, and I think next episode we're actually going to get all the interiors done, because I don't know if you guys know, but we haven't done any interiors. We don't have this one done. We do not have the upstairs to that one done, and it's kind of a pain to get around right now because I have yet to put a little staircase up that mini cliffside. So if we run around this way, we can get to it, and it looks very ugly up here right now. Just keep that in mind. I haven't done this part yet, but if we walk in here, this is not done at all, and we can actually do a pretty decently sized interior in here. And then if we come over to our new house, this is also a good size also. This one's like 3 stories. We can do 2 right here, which I don't know. We might do a vaulted ceiling instead. And then we have 3 stories up this way. So 1, 2, and then a third one as like almost an attic. With the episode coming to an end, I think we got a ton of stuff done today. We got this house built up, and we kind of terraformed this whole little area, and we went over to the ocean monument. But to finish this off, I think we're actually going to come over to our librarian villagers and get some trading in. So it's pretty loud down here, but a few of these guys are already maxed out. This one not fully, but he's like right there. The only thing he can get beyond that is a name tag trade. But some of these guys don't even have any trades to them, like our efficiency 4 guy. And I would not mind actually spending some emeralds to get a lot more efficiency 4 books. So it's pretty funny. On all these guys, we got relatively good trades from them. Like this guy's Fortune 3, Silk Touch, and Smite 4, which is like super good. I think the Unbreaking 3 is just Curse of Vanishing, not very good. And then this guy was the super good one. We have like all really, really good books from this guy. But all these guys up here, or over in this area, I've been trading with trying to get them maxed out, and I've gotten really bad trades from pretty much all of them. This one started with Lyra 3, Lyra 3, and we got knocked back to the other one's like something else. This is Efficiency 4, but then really cruddy books from that point on, and this guy is pretty decent. It's looting 3, and then just Efficiency 2, which doesn't matter, and I just wasted all our paper on that, so kind of a bummer, but hopefully these other guys can get us some pretty good trades. Now this is a pretty good view of what we've gotten done so far this episode. We got our new house, obviously. We got the little river running through, our pathways, just a little bit of terraforming, and our little cliffside, which is a little hard to see from here. But I think this is a good spot to call it for the episode, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next episode.